a taxonomy structure can provide the hierarchy and the relationships to other terms which can become imposed on the structure, providing meaning. So, in this case, we have Saturn the planet. Saturn this is from the NASA thesaurus. It's under planets, as you can see. That's its top-level parent in this particular hierarchy. Above it is gas giant planets. And then we have its siblings, which are Jupiter, Neptune, Uranus. We also have the other things that are related to it. So in this case, there's this whole list of, a lot of these are natural satellites that orbit Saturn. We have other things in there as well, like the Cassini mission and various things that are related terms to Saturn. And finally, we have other things that also provide context, like other planets, like hashtag fake planet, hashtag Pluto planet, and it's interesting you brought up BoJack Horseman. I am a big Rick and Morty fan. So here is Jerry Smith telling us Pluto's a planet, which I agree with. Okay, thanks, Jerry Smith. When we move from syntax to semantics, we can create a taxonomy or ontology as another structural level to employ. So typically a taxonomy can be built in advance. So you have one in your organization. It is sitting there. It is waiting to be used to provide context. In other times, it is built from scratch. We look at the content, we pull out items, we build a taxonomy from that. Usually these two things are done in conjunction. You have a taxonomy, you look at content, you pull out concepts, you add it to your taxonomy, and you manage it, and then you might go back and auto-categorize back to the content. Okay? So I consider a taxonomy a very artificial construct. These are terms that have been pulled out of context. We have put them into a tree. It's very unnatural when you think about it, you know, that we have created these hierarchies. It's very artificial. We are imposing a structure on the language, and then we are imposing that structure onto content. The advantages of taxonomies, of course, is they formalize these preferred terms. It's the meaning that we want. This is the thing that we want to address. But it also allows variants, such as synonyms. We get related terms, and we get this whole structure that we can leverage. So the term placement in the taxonomy determines their role in text. So we can have preferred terms, related terms, siblings, etc. So taxonomy and rule structure. If you have seen Tom Reamy speak, which I'm sure you have, he uses the term for this, a catonomy. So I will help boost his traction, hashtag catonomy, which is the taxonomy with its associated rules. We have the categorization rules and the terms themselves. Okay. So in this case, I am looking at the main preferred term, which in this case is Saturn, and I've got other document keywords. Now I've added a couple here in this particular image. I've got the second largest planet, I've got the sixth planet from the sun. These are all terms or expressions, phrases, that you might find that are basically synonyms for Saturn. We also have positive context keywords. Now you can automatically create these from the structure of the taxonomy, or you can manually create some rules. And these are positive indicators that this is the Saturn that you're looking for. You see these other things in the text. This is probably the Saturn we're looking for. And down below, we have negative context keywords. Here we're using things like automobile and Kronos and Saturnalia to disambiguate and say, you know, I am interested in the planet. In my context, I'm not interested in the Roman god. I'm interested in this version of Saturn. The final thing that you can see up there, the require same sentence. This is where we're starting to bridge the structural levels of taxonomy with the structural level of language. We're saying that we're going to bound this within a text boundary. We're saying within this sentence, if you see these two things, this is probably a positive or negative indicator. And these boundaries can be bigger, they can be smaller.